What's up, everybody? You watching On Air with Nick Java podcast. Today, we are going to be discussing a pretty big topic here in Zebulon, North Carolina. There is a situation where we have the Deacon Development Group, LLC, which is the plaintiff, versus the Town of Zebulon, which is the defendant. You guys asked me to make a podcast regarding this. I want to let you guys know something first off. When it comes to these legal matters and stuff like this, I'm just going to be discussing what is actually in the legal document. To be completely frank with you guys, I don't really have a dog in this fight. Zebulon is my hometown, and this is Zebulon News. I'm not going to be biased here. I'm just going to read what is actually in the court filed papers. Now, what happens once it goes to court, I want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. That's completely different. So that's one thing we should all take into account. So without further ado, man, I want to let you guys know. Here we go, man. Let's get it. All right. First and foremost, you guys, I did have this document given to me by someone on the planning board. However, this is public documentation. You guys can go to Wake County Court's e-portal. You would click on that and then go down here to portal and then go to portal right here, smart search. And you guys can type your record number in or, the name, first, middle. This is public documentation that you guys can access if you want to read the entire document, which I would say you guys should do that so you can come to your own conclusions on things. Here is the case. It is pending with the Wake Superior Court, Town of Zebulon, and this is the case number right here. You guys can kind of check it out, see what's happening. The Deacon Development Group versus Town of Zebulon. This was filed July 2nd, 2024, and the cause of action is money owed. So I have read through this. There's a lot of things here that I think is very interesting, and let's pull this document up here real quick. All right, guys, so here is the pending court document we have here, and there's a lot of things that are very interesting to me about this. I'll point out a few things that are pretty interesting to me. And just something for us to think about here. Deacon Development Group, which is the plaintiff, versus the Town of Zebulon, the defendant. Complaint, jury trial demanded. I want to let you guys know before we even go into this, I'm definitely not a lawyer. I've had a couple of my friends that were lawyers look at this, and they think they have a pretty good case here. But that being said, I move on here. And, again, I would urge you guys to go online, read this for yourself. It's a 17-page document. There's a lot of general stats in here that if you really want to get down and read on all of those, there's a lot of documentation here. We'll get here with the facts here. According to the plaintiff here, we've got Zebulon South, Deacon's proposed development of Zebulon South. The subject property is comprised of 116.14 acres and encompasses the properties located at 751 South Wakefield Street, 700 South Arundel Avenue, and I guess that's 0 South Wakefield Street in Zebulon. Somebody might can correct me on that. Wake County, North Carolina. Presently, the property is owned. I'm not going to call these people out. You guys can read the document for yourself. In 2022, Deacon entered into a contract with the individual owners to purchase the property in order to develop a 320-unit planned development known as Zebulon South, in quotations. In order to proceed with development, Deacon filed an application to rezone the property from R2 to R4 to a planned development district to afford greater flexibility for development, including more uses, building types, and density. Deacon is thus both the rezoning applicant and the contract purchaser. Town unlawfully denied the proposed rezoning, which resulted in an actual justifiable controversy between the parties and entitles Deacon to relief requested. All right. So there we go, guys. That's the basis here for this particular lawsuit. So we see that Deacon Development Group is coming in from that. That's their position on this. They feel like they were, wrongly denied the ability to do what they could on their purchased land. So I did find some stuff pretty interesting on this. I don't want to hold you guys too long. I'd rather you guys read through this entirety document and then you guys kind of come up with what you guys think or what you guys, maybe get a little bit more knowledgeable about this situation. I did read something that I thought was pretty interesting. And I saw this online. A lot of people had issues with this, which rightfully so. All right, guys, if you go to page 11, you have the first claim for relief. Okay, so a few things that kind of stuck out to me when reading this document. If you guys go to page 14, number 68, it says requiring numerous and costly additional amendments to the application cause additional delay, cost and burden to Deacon. That further confirms the underlying plan to interfere with Deacon's rights and the unreasonable character of the denial. One commissioner, Ms. Clark, did state, quote, "I hate to see us do this. We've been working on this for so long, and they've done everything we've asked for." So this is one commissioner there in Zebulon that has said, hey, Deacon is doing everything we've asked him to do. Ms. Clark later also stated that she voted to approve the proposed rezoning because, quote, "Not only did Zebulon South meet all the standards for a development set forth by our planning department, they approved every request made by the Board of Commissioners and worked with us for 2 years on the project." Yeah, I mean, that's pretty big right there. You know, I mean, that's a pretty big statement. All right, guys, and here's another quote here. According to the planning director, Mr. Clark, in a news story printed after the denial, quote, "Not only did the proposed rezoning meet the town standards, it actually exceeded our standards as a planned development." So that's a pretty interesting take there by the planning director, Mr. Clark, there in a news story. I mean, that's pretty big, man. Yeah, and I think, you know, guys, go through and read this document because I'm summarizing because I have a limited time here, but I'm just letting you guys know these are a few of the complaints here that was filed by this development company regarding Zebulon South. And, you know, number 49 here on page 10, when planning director Mr. Clark requested Mayor Pro Tem Harrison clarify why the Zebulon South proposed rezoning did not comply with the aforementioned provisions of the UDO, Commissioner Miles stated that there was no need for further explanation, further stating when the town board has made a determination, we vote. There's no need for explanation at all. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys something right there, man. I do not have a dog in this fight. I do want to let you guys know I am Zebulon through and through. That's why you guys asked me to report on this a little bit, kind of let you guys know. Again, come to your own conclusions regarding this. But I do think that there should be an explanation. If what the company is claiming happened, then yes, there needs to be an explanation. You know, again, you guys check it out. Let me know what you think. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Listen, On Air with Nick Java podcast. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. And I hope they can resolve this. Guys, stay beautiful.